So one of the high points at Converge every year are the labs. So you might recognize this guy's mug. He was on the show not recently at Tanium Tech Talks talking about this particular lab that just wrapped up. And I was in here watching, and I remember if you watch that episode, if not, we'll put a link to it, but this lab was insane. It was Insider Threat, and what was the title of the lab?
Inside the house.
It's coming from inside
It's coming
the
from
house.
inside the house.
Yeah, so you've had a couple runs of the lab
Yeah,
now.
third time.
How did it go?
Oh, great. Actually, this was fun because I learned very quickly that most people don't think of all the cool stuff Tanium can do in this realm.
Mm-hmm.
Like, they know we can find processes and look at the events and track user activity, but like they don't think about it like, oh, I can track down what the person did and save all the evidence. So I think a few people were like, I didn't had any idea this was possible, but it's nothing new. It's no new tools. It's the same stuff we've had. They just don't use it for that context, which is pretty cool.
So give us a quick rundown. I know it was a teaser earlier, but kind of give us like just the high bullets exactly
Absolutely.
What happened in the lab.
It's fun. So we actually kicked off a series of attacks as if, and we were, the IT support technician. So we got remoted into a dev's box during a performance problem and said, hey, let me fix your box. Now that got fixed. And then all of a sudden, law enforcement, others are like, hey, your secret jewels, which is our software, is out on the internet. It's been sold. Something's going on. There's data leakage. Track it down. And so you, as the person who does the lab, has found out that there really is this one admin who stole keys, SSH keys, that were, sadly enough, not encrypted, which is totally normal. Sadly enough, it shouldn't be, but it is. So use those keys to make a shell connection over to the Git repo, clone the whole repo, zip it up, throw it off the net in about 15 seconds.
Wow.
And what was cool was you got to use like trace network connections to see stuff. You got to use Reveal to look inside the encrypted, to actually look at the keys itself, find where all the keys are. That was with Reveal, which I thought was pretty fun. Just straight up use normal questions, like started asking running processes, all that kind of good stuff. So yeah, it was pretty fun. It was awesome.
Wow. So what kind of feedback have you gotten from people who've gone through the lab?
I've had people come 3 times to the lab now. So that's a good one. They kept coming back.
They came 3 times.
He wanted to do it again because like the way we did the lab structure was like just a series of questions. So I'll take that as a pretty good sign that they were like, this is fun. And I've been stopped in hallways and be like, man, I really like your lab. And I was like, oh, go thank Melissa. She did most of the work. But yeah, it's been really fun. I think a lot of people are excited that the scope of what they can do with our platform is way more than they expected. So I think it's good. I'm pretty stoked. I can't wait to do it again next year.
Yeah. So to make sure all the credit goes to the right people. So I know we kind of jumped right in without an intro.
Good point. Yeah, Aaron Smith, but I didn't do anything. I just talk a lot. Melissa Bishoping, who's actually behind us making faces at me. Tyler's over there fixing someone's computer. And Matt Pedchek has been like the admin guru, even though he's like a super smart security guy, but he's been helping people like crazy. So it's been a really fun lab to put together. It always takes a team to make these things. So it's been great.
Yeah, well, I was watching people go through the lab, and we got to see what they were doing. It looked like it was a lot of fun.
Oh yeah, I can't wait to do it again.
This is really a next level.
Oh yeah, very advanced. Yeah, it's fun too. Yeah.
And somebody was telling me on the way out, they said they've been to these threat response labs each year, and it just keeps getting better.
Cool.
And now, so what was the inspiration behind these use cases?
Yeah. So I was thinking of doing hunting labs the last few years for Converge. We've always kind of focused on the bad guy attacks you, but then I read a lot of intel out in the environment, open source. Melissa sends me really cool stuff, and we see over and over again credentials is getting sold. Like they're actually like sold on the market, and it's a person's identity in the network it's used. Or we see a lot of things how easy it is to be that bad person and do bad stuff. And so we're like, why are we not telling people what they can do about that with Tanium? So I think we had like a 15-minute conversation because we're already good friends, me and Melissa, and we were like, let's do this. And it takes a while to build. It's really fun to do, and we'll do it again because it seems to be a really good use case, and we probably should make it more of a lab other people can do. So we'll definitely keep making them. It'll be great.
All right. Well, thanks for giving us the down low. Yeah. Now that we're past the preview, we're actually at the thing. It's like I said, great feedback that I've heard as people are leaving the lab.
And if your name's Julia Henderson, I'm really sorry. You were the insider threat.
Completely fictitious.
Yeah, but if you're in one on the YouTube world, it's sorry.
Yeah. All right, man.
Yeah. Cool, man. Thanks a lot.
All right. Thanks to you.
Yeah. Thanks a lot.
All right. Until next time, go Tanium.